Welcome to the part 4 of the Python for Data Visualization course. In this part, we are going to be talking about how we can customize the charts that we learned in this course. Let's start coding. Okay, welcome to the new part. In this part, we are going to talk about customization, and customizing visualizations is what turns basic charts into professional presentation-ready figures. And in this section, we are going to learn customization options across three major libraries: Matplotlib, Seaborn, and Plotly. And let's start by creating a dataset. So I will say import pandas as PD, and I'm going to use this dataset for example, and you can try these options with your own datasets, which I recommend because practice makes perfect on data visualization. So our dataset includes sales values, profit values, website visitors, and we have the months of 6 months. So let's start by Matplotlib customization. And Matplotlib gives deep control over every element of a chart. And let's start by line styles. So let's start by creating a line chart like PLT plot, data frame month. Actually, we need to import Matplotlib too. Import matplotlib.pyplot as PLT. So I will say PLT plot, data frame month, data frame sales. And let's make it run. So we can use plt.show too. Here I'm going to change this line style, like we have a parameter named line style, and the values that we can pass, the common ones are dashed, solid, dash dot, and dotted. Let's go one by one and try them. So let's start with dashed. You can see that our line chart will be updated to the dashed line. So I will say solid. Here you can see that this is our default option. Let's try dash dot. Here we can see that with dotted we had dash. Let's check dotted. So we have dotted line. Awesome. Okay. Next one is going to be the colors. So again I will say PLT plot, and I'm going to say data frame month and data frame sales. So let's run the default one here. Again, we can pass plt.show. So we can set colors like I will say color, and I will say red. So the line will be red. We can give RGB tuple like I'm going to say, not in strings, let's say like 0.2, 0.4, and 0.8. So in this way, we are going to get something like this. And you can change these values in the RGB formats that you want. Okay, and we can give hex numbers like I'm going to say B4. So this is what I remember. I hope it's correct. Yeah, it's correct. You can give numbers like this too, and you can change it from here. Like I'm going to say yellow. I will select this, and you are going to get a value like this. It's a little bit green, not like yellow. Now it will be like yellow. Yeah, here it is. So we have several ways to set colors: color name, hex, or RGB tuple. Okay, now we are going to talk about markers. And again, I'm going to say plot, month, sales, and I will use plt show, and let's make it run. So we have the options circle, square, triangle, or cross. Let's try all of them one by one. So I will say marker equals to O, and we will see we have markers on the data points. I will say square. Here we have squares. Let's try triangle. Here we have triangles. Let's use cross. Here we have the crosses. And I want to mention that you can use all of them together. Like we can say color equals to red in here. So we are going to have a red plot with marker X. Okay, now I want to talk about figure size, but I'm not going to open another section for it. I'm just going to show you. You can say PLT figure, and you can say figure size. You need to pass a tuple like this for width and height, and it's measured in inches, and you will have a bigger plot if you pass this, since it's bigger than the default value. Also, I want to show you the titles and the labels. So I'm not going to open a new section for it. You can just say PLT title for giving a title, like example. And you can give an X label, like month. And you can say Y label, sales. And in this way, you are going to have the labels. And you can increase the font size, like let's say sales font size 20. So we are going to have something like this in here. Also, we have this for the title too, of course. And also for the X, like let's say 30 and X label font size 20. So we are going to have something like this. Okay. Now, since this looks a little bit complicated, I'm going to clear those and I'm going to show you different methods. Like let's keep this one and let's continue like from here. Now I'm going to talk about access limits. And we can limit the values which will be displayed on the chart. Like I will say matplotlib y limit, let's say 1000 and 2000 to 2000. So we will have something like this in the 2200. And if we change it to like 2000 and 100 like this, we are going to see that we will have this scale. Or we can change it to 3000, we are going to have this. Also, we have this option for the X. And I'm going to say PLT X limit. We can pass -1 and 6. So when I make this run, we are going to see that we will have a chart like this. Okay, now let's talk about grid lines. So I will say grid lines. And in here, I'm going to say PLT grid. I will say true. Let's say line style as dotted and color as gray. And let's set the alpha as, for example, 0.6. And we will have grid in here like this in the background of our chart. If I remove this, we are going to lose the grids like this. Okay, awesome. Now we are going to talk about the legends. So I will say PLT plot and data frame month. So let me create a markdown too. Legends. So data frame month and data frame sales. I'm going to give a label like sales, and then I will say PLT plot, data frame month, data frame profit, and I'm going to set the labels as profit. And next I will say plt.legend. I will say plt.show. But I'm going to show this in a second, not right now. Here we have an error. Let me quickly check. Yeah, it's going to be label, not labels. Okay, here we have this plots, and if I say plt.legend, if I make this run, we are going to see that we have the legends on the chart, sales and profit. Okay, let's continue with multiple subplots. So let's say figure x plt subplots 1, 2, and let's set the figure size like 12 and 4. Next I will say x0 will be plot data frame month and data frame sales, and x1 dot bar data frame month and let's say data frame profit. So I'm going to make this run, and we can use plt.show, and we can see we have two charts together. Awesome. Now we are going to talk about Seaborn customization, and for the starting point of it, let's start by importing Seaborn. And we are going to start by themes, and I will say themes. So we can set themes in Seaborn with SNS set theme, and we can give styles like white grid and different options. Like I'm going to write the options, you can try them out. We have white, dark, text, white grid and dark grid. Next we have color palettes. So color palettes, and we can change the color palette by typing SNS set palette like cool warm. and we can preview palettes with seaborn.color palette, and let's say radius, and I will say as color map as false. So we are going to see the colors of it, and let's say cool warm, and we are going to see warm. We have this preview, and the common options are cool warm, radius, set to, deep, pastel, and rocket. So let me show you the others too. Set to, we have deep, we have pastel, and we have rocket. Awesome. My favorite in here is the cool one. Okay. Next, we have the context. It's the scaling text and elements, and we can set it by seaborn, set context, we can say talk. And contexts are paper, notebook, talk, and poster. Okay, these were the common options, and now we are going to create charts and see some customizations on the charts. So I'm going to just create a new markdown object, and firstly we are going to talk about axis customizations. And let's set like AX, I will say seaborn line plot. X will be month, Y will be sales, and data will be data frame. Again, we have a data frame like this. Let's say head 2, and in here I will say plt.show. So we are going to have something like this. Also, I don't want any type of warnings, so what we can do is I will say import warnings, filter warnings, ignore like this. Okay, now we are not going to get future warnings. Okay, now we can set titles, like set title seaborn styled chart, and we can set an X label with set X label option, month, set Y label, we can say sales. So when we run this, we can see that we have title and the labels. So show. Okay, awesome. In here we have the markers and line styles too. I'm not going to go one by one all of them, but let's say line styles and markers. So let's create a line plot with seaborn, and I will say X will be month, Y will be sales, data will be data frame. Let's set a marker as O, and I'm going to say line style dashed, line style dashed. So we are going to have something like this, and we can give custom colors for this. Like I'm just going to make a copy paste, like custom color. I will say let's remove the marker and line style, and in here I will say color equals to seaborn color palette, set to, and let's take the second element of this, and we are going to have something like this. And if we change this to something like 4, we are going to get a line chart in different color like this. So remember, this shows the colors, and when you say 4 like this, you are getting this green in here, not inside, but you need to go on the outside like this. Here you can see the RGB codes of it. Now we are going to talk about Plotly customization, and for that let's start by importing Plotly express as px and Plotly grep objects as grep objects. Okay, let's start by colors. So let's create a figure, px line data frame. X will be month and Y will be sales, and we are going to say color discrete sequence, like color discrete sequence, and let's say red. So we are going to get our figure, like let me quickly show you figure show. We are going to have our red line in here, but if we remove this, let's see the default value of it. Here it is. Defaultly it's blue, but you can change its color, like let's say green. Here it is. Okay, awesome. And in here we can also update the line style. Like I will say figure, update traces. Let's say line equals to dictionary, dash equals to dash. And you can see that we have dashes like that, and we have different options like dot or long dash, like this. Awesome. So let me remove those and go to default, and let's continue with our next customization option, like this. Yes. Okay, our next one is going to be the markers, and I'm going to show you quickly because we talked about that in the previous libraries. So I will say figure, update traces. We can say mode like lines plus markers. So in this way we are going to have markers on our plot like this. Okay, awesome. And we can customize the layout too on the plotly. So I'm going to create a default chart too, and we can say figure, update layout, and we have options like title, let's say sales chart, and we can say x-axis title, and let's set this like month, and y-axis not like that, like this title, it's going to be sales, and we can say width, let's say 900, and we can say height, and it will be 500. So when I make this run, we are going to see that our layout is updated. Okay, awesome. Now let's continue with background colors. For that, we are going to use update layout again. And let's say plot background color, and this changes the background of the plot. So let's say white. Let's make this run firstly. Here we can see that now it's white. We can pass like red or stuff like that. But I'm going to remove that. I will like default one. And next we have paper background color, and let's set this to something like light gray. So we are going to have something like this. Okay, awesome. Now let's talk about the grid lines. Like let's create the default one again. We can do like figure, update, x-axis, and then we can say show grid, and I will say true. And let's set the grid color as light gray. So when I make this run, you are going to see that we have the grids in light gray. And we can also do the same thing for x-axis. So I will say, sorry, y-axis. So when I call that, we are going to see that it's going to be updated. And let's say like red for this, for you to see the change. And let's say green for this. And okay, we have these options. And this was it for the customization. Thanks for watching this part, and this was the last part of our data visualization course. If you want to watch the other parts, you can check the playlist that I will create for this course. Thanks for watching the course. Let's get to the outro. Thanks for watching this part of the Python for data visualization course. If you want to watch the other parts, I'm going to create a playlist with them. You can reach to that playlist link from the cards of this video or from the links in the comments. Also, I'm sharing a new video every week about data science. You can subscribe to my channel for more videos like this. Have a great day.